Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Franconia Ridge Traverse, an 8.2-mile loop featuring 3 peaks above 4,000 feet that you conquer along a ridgeline. Yes, epic indeed. You'll find this spectacular hike nestled within Franconia Notch State Park in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. For those of you from the New York metro area like myself, I liken this hike to Breakneck Ridge in terms of popularity, so expect a decent crowd when hiking this trail on weekends. That being said, it's easy to see why this trek deserves such attention. So let's begin. You will start this hike along the old bridle path, which connects you to the Falling Waters Trail after just 0.2 miles. True to its name, this trail crisscrosses and follows the untrue to its name dry brook that offers beautifully distracting cascades and waterfalls as you clamber and climb over slick rocks. You'll pass over plunging stairs falls, saunter alongside 60-foot swift waterfalls, and finally clamber past picturesque 80-foot Cloudland Falls in all of its horse-tailed glory. Beyond the rush of these glimmering falls begins the arduous 1.6-mile, 2,100-foot climb up to 4,760-foot Haystack Mountain. While it begins innocently enough, you'll soon feel the brutality of this never-ending climb as the trail leads you up and up and up the mountain. Eventually, an opening between the trees reveals the end is nigh, and little Haystack is soon to be seized. How is he running right now? Once the trees abruptly end and the Alpine Zone is attained, you'll summit your first peak and be rewarded with startling views of Mount Lincoln from your now 4,760-foot perch. Little did we know this viewpoint is rather deceiving. The sign says 1.7 miles to Mount Lafayette, so with our underdeveloped distance perception and the next peak blocking the final peak, we thought Mount Lincoln was Mount Lafayette. Let's just say we were in for a surprise. After soaking in the views from Little Haystack, we began our journey along the Appalachian Trail and the famous Franconia Ridgeline. Thinking we're on easy street now that the ridge was attained, we forgot that each peak is higher than the rest. What begins as a level journey is soon jolted into high gear when first climbing a hump in the ridge, descending down, and then climbing up 5,089-foot Mount Lincoln. When we summited this peak, we realized this was not, in fact, Mount Lafayette. Once you scale the mountain, the previously obscured views of the next and final summit are revealed, and you couldn't be more excited. So you now begin your approach toward 5,260-foot Mount Lafayette. The trail travels up and down the ridge as the mountain looms ahead of you, peeking in and out of the passing clouds. Eventually, you will reach the final climb up to the summit of Mount Lafayette. At the top, you'll look back on how far you've come and log away what 1.7 miles along a ridgeline looks like. Hello, gorgeous. At the summit of Lafayette, you'll run into all the people, as well as the 360-degree views offered by the peak. After taking in the sights and sounds atop the mountain, you'll begin your steep, rocky descent from Mount Lafayette and the AT to the Greenleaf Trail. After navigating the scree field down the face of the mountain and making your way through the Alpinus coniferous, sounds like the Latin term for lumbersexual, forest, you'll reach the AMC's Greenleaf Hut, which offers unparalleled views of Franconia Ridge and is a haven for thru hikers and day hikers alike, with water, bathrooms, and food for purchase. From this oasis, you'll begin the final 2.9-mile descent on the old bridle path following the spine of aptly named Agony Ridge. At this point, we began to pick up the pace and barrel down the mountain, stopping only to take in the occasional viewpoints of the ridgeline along the way. After plunging over 2,200 feet from the AMC's hut via various rock grabbing and root groping, you'll arrive back at the trailhead, elated to have completed this demanding journey and eager for your next meal. I hope you enjoyed this hike along the Franconia Ridge Trail of New Hampshire. Until next time, happy trails!